Have you ever wondered what it's like to integrate your ego? Well, here are the 5 stages, as I see them, of ego integration. So, some of you may have noticed I've been away for a while. I've been doing lots of one-to-one calls with clients, although the word client doesn't really feel so great to me anymore, so let's call them aspirants, spiritual aspirants. One-to-one spiritual aspirants, that's where my time has been, and if you like, down below you can sign up for the one-to-one coaching. If you're stuck or confused or frustrated in the journey, I'm more than happy to help you. It's kind of what I believe is my divine purpose. Also down below there's a free breathing practice. There's a free community as well for people going through an awakening process who feel alone and don't have anybody to really talk to. So you're more than welcome to sign up there, it's free. So the 5 stages of ego integration. The first stage for me is, of course, naturally becoming aware that in fact we do have an ego. This, for me, is the most fundamental turning point in our journeys. For example, when we first get introduced to the idea of spirituality and we watch all of these videos on YouTube, we just like the feeling that's coming off of the teachers, for example. We don't necessarily understand fully, at least this is my experience of it, what's going on until we begin to realise, in fact, I have an ego. And this ego is this thing inside of me that creates separation, this separate sense of self inside of me. And it's the thing inside of ourselves that tends to cause a lot of pain. Why? Well, because its basis is in lack, its basis is in fear, and that's how we feed it, with our fear and with our belief in it. So that's the first stage, is becoming aware that in fact we have an ego. Second stage for me is seeing the separation between the observer and the observed, meaning in the yogic field we call it the witness, being the witness. The witness meaning the thing that observes everything in creation. For example, I am the witness to the outside world, but also if I close my eyes, I'm the witness to the inside world. There's something in me that perceives objects in consciousness, meaning objects external to me, like my lavender candle, and objects internal to me, meaning the ego, the separate sense of self, the thoughts, the images, the images, the memories in my mind, and also objects meaning emotions inside of me. I am that which perceives those things, and there's separation between that and the things observed. So this is that second stage of ego integration, noticing that the ego isn't me, but that I am the one that watches it. Now, having said that, stage 3 leads to stage 3 of spiritual integration, at least in my experience, leads to spiritual arrogance. So what does spiritual arrogance mean? Well, if we can honestly and openly, humbly admit to ourselves, we sometimes give more credence and more value to the witness because it is the thing that is eternal inside of us. It's that thing that is no thing and that will go beyond death. It will be the witness to the body's death too, and we can put too much emphasis on that, especially as a teacher. Not even that I necessarily am that, but I'm perceived that way, perceivably, by people, I assume. I don't know, I wouldn't like to say, but even as a teacher I've sometimes had done teachings that stem from this spiritual arrogance, that the perceiver or the witness is more important than the witness, because that's eternal, that's the thing that will stay with us forever. But in a sense, this is arrogance, because yes, I'm the witness, but I also am this body, this mind, this discerning element inside of me. I am these things wholly and completely. One can't be without the other, at least not in this form. So that's what I mean by spiritual arrogance, putting too much, saying that the witness is superior to the witness, because in fact they're not. They're the same. They're whole. They're complete in themselves. 4. The 4th stage of ego integration is coming back to the body with humility. So we learn on this journey that there's something in us that doesn't die. It's that spirit, that thing that's never changed in me. me, the spirit, the unchanging, timeless one inside of myself. And having recognised that and used the ego to do that as the reflective nature back to me of that which I am, the eternal one, by realising that I am eternal in my essence, but also realising that I am not eternal in who I am forward-facing, consciousness-wise, meaning the body and the ego. This is not eternal. The fourth stage of integration is about coming back to the body with humility, in the sense that I see that something inside of me cannot die ever, is completely untouched by any of these worldly issues, and that at least knowing that, I can come back into the body as a complete human being, not necessarily fearless of death, but at least with the knowledge that I'm safe. At least what I am in my essence is safe. It will never die. And 5, finally, we begin to see, once that whole process has been completed in that sense, we see that in fact the unmanifest, meaning the witness, and the manifest, meaning the body, are made of the same stuff. So we know that the intention of the unmanifest is to bring manifestations into life, into form. The intention of that unmanifest thing, the witness that I am and always will be even beyond this body, has the intention of love. Why? Well, because it wants to bring life into this world. And that's a really inspiring point, because in that we see that death and life, unmanifest and manifest, are one and the same. They're made of the same stuff. The unmanifest creates manifestations and then brings them back into the unmanifest. There's nothing to fear. Death and life are made of the same stuff. I hope this was helpful. Let me know down below if you think it was. I'll be back a lot more now. You'll see more of me. So I hope this helps, and have a lovely day.